Eyes all red.
It's all good. You look fine.
All right.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am Amira, your Minister of Justice and Witness for Clackamas United Church of Christ. And I have my friend IDEN here with me, native New Yorker by way of DC. And I just wanted to spread some awareness to the people about transgender individuals. It is November 2020, and November 20th is going to be Transgender Day of Remembrance. And so I just want to shine a light on amazing transgender people that I know. And Aiden was one of the first people that I thought of to see if I can get an interview with. Hello.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
Making me blush.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so I have this 4-question little interview going on. I'm going to be interviewing you and a couple other amazing trans individuals. And I'm going to be asking you guys basically the same kind of 4 questions. And I just want the people to get to know you and see all of the different variations of the beauty of what is transgender. So
Okay.
um, first, I want to ask, this is not one of the questions, but what does Transgender Day of Remembrance mean to you?
Yeah, yeah. Um, for me, it's a lot of things. It's to remember people that are now our ancestors, celebrate their lives, excuse me, but also to mourn the way they left us. And I'm grateful to have a day to remember people that were so amazing, but people never could. Like there are some people in this world who don't want that amazing shine to actually happen, and they are so afraid of it that they actually have to extinguish it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
yeah.
So, question number 1 is, at what age were you when you knew that you felt a little different? Or did you ever feel different?
Yeah. Um, I was probably 6, and we were living in Marcy Projects in Brooklyn. And my mom's best friend lived on the same floor we lived on the 6th floor. And
Mm-hmm.
the friend had a couple of kids, and she had a daughter that was probably about 5 years older than me. And I was crushing on the daughter. Um, and I didn't know that the daughter was crushing on me until one day she came to babysit me, and she was like, "Do you want to play um, house?" And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah." And of course, you know what happened with that. Um, you know, so my mom walked in on us, being touchy feely, and my mom sent her home, and I got a spanking. My mom never talked to me about what we were doing. She never said, don't do this. It's not proper. Uh, she never said anything. She spanked me, and that was it. And so for me, it was a normal thing, to kiss a girl and to touch a girl. Um, but I knew that I was not a boy, even though I felt like I was a boy. I knew the difference with that, but the feelings for girls and wanting to touch them and like hold their hands and all of that, like it was something like that. I can't even remember what age it started. Like it's always been there.
right,
Yeah.
right. Awesome. So, question 2, at what age did you know that you were trans?
Um, that is an interesting story, because I've always known that I was two spirit, androgynous in some type of way, right? But I've never used the word transgender, because, of course, I didn't know the word transgender when I was growing up in the late 70s through the late 80s. But I knew what two spirited meant because um, on my maternal side were indigenous. But and I also knew what androgynous was because Grace Jones was a thing when I was, 18, in the late 80s. And so I knew that I was like that person, right? Um, and so that's how I lived, like this androgynous person. Dress the way, my hair, what the way I wore my hair. I was just as non-masculine or non-feminine as possible, as I could be. Um, I growing up in New York, transgender women, right? Like, but at the time they were called cross dressers, transsexuals, those type of things, right? And so I've always known transgender women, like literally all of my life, but never knew a trans man that I know of until 19, maybe 97, 98,
Mhm.
99, somewhere in there when the movie Boys Don't Cry came out. And I was like, wow, this is me, right? And I realized that boys do cry, right? Like the movie was titled Boys Don't Cry, but boys really do cry, especially when we're being murdered for being the type of boy that we are. Um, and that's when I realized that there are actually other people out there like me, right? This is in the late 90s. So this is not that long ago. It's like 20 plus years ago, right? And so I didn't do anything with it. It was just like a wow moment watching that film and crying for the death of Tina, right? Tina, Brandon, Tina. Um, and I just kind of held that with me.
Yeah.
Um, and then in 2007, Newsweek created an article, and it was called "What Is Gender?" And on the cover was a beautiful blue-eyed little baby. And in that magazine, there were stories of these kids in California that was 6, 7, 8 years old, living their true lives. Kids that were able to say, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy, or I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. My name is XYZ, right? I want my hair cut, I want my hair to grow long. And I was like, if these kids can do it, I can do it. And I changed my name, changed my ID, in within months from reading that article. And this was just in 2007.
Wow.
Yeah,
Goosies.
yeah,
You, it just goes to show you when you have parents that back you and support you, you could really be yourself really at a young age. And I hear people say all the time, oh, you can't be that young and know that. Yes, you can. If you have support to just be who you are, you can. Yes, you absolutely can.
right, right.
That's amazing. Um, what do you want people to know about you?
Um, that I'm IDEN, even though my name is different from what it was at birth. My gender is different on my birth certificate now. I'm still the person that I was born.
Mhm.
We all change in some type of ways, right? But like um, on a human level, I'm still the child that my parents created. Um, and so that's what I want people to realize about trans and non-binary people, that we're not these aliens that all of a sudden came out of the ground or out of the air, and and we're these new different people with new anatomy, and you have to treat us medically different and all this kind of stuff, right? Like we're still human beings that have always been here since the beginning of time. The embryo is not a boy or a girl until it's ready to bloom into that. There's an island in the Caribbeans where they they don't raise the kids as boy or girl because they actually don't grow into biologically a boy or a girl until they're pre-adolescent. So when they're 10, 12 years old, that's when they actually grow a penis or a vagina. And this is in the Caribbean islands. So we've always been here. The Torah talks about us. In the Torah, we're called androgyny. Sarah and Abraham, they were an androgynous couple who could not have children until God made it so that they could have children. We've always been here,
Wow.
the
That's
beginning and the end.
amen. That's amazing. Last question. What's your superpower?
Huh. My superpower is that I can, I want to say time travel.
Mm. Okay.
Because the mind is a powerful thing. And whatever you dream, it can happen. And I like to time travel a lot in my mind.
Mm.
Um, and so I believe that that's my superpower is that I can go and see what my future can be, what it can be. Like I can envision that and claim it and bring it back to where I'm at so that I can make it happen.
Yes. Aiden, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate this.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're going to kick us off. So thank you. And I look forward to working with you in the future.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Amazing day. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good evening.
Bye.